This was like one of the first songs that I learned to or well that I attempted to start to play on the bass. Random fun fact. Holy Spirit, come through, guide and protect this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. Alright, let's tap in, see what we got. Coming out hot with the stalkers. So these unloyal hoes are stalking you. They're stalking your social media. You could be getting signs of it. You could be getting signs that with all these people all together, with all of them all working together to come up against you, even with them all combined, still not even one pair of balls. You could be getting signs of that. They could be getting signs of that. They could be getting signs that despite coming together to team up against you, they still couldn't touch you. They could be seeing that on social media. They could be seeing their betrayal falling apart. This betrayal of this divine being. Out here on a spiritual journey. All these people, all these mutual enemies. All these people, some of them didn't even know each other. They didn't even fucking know each other. Could have been working together with some of your relatives. They could have been doing this in February. You could be on the East Coast. They could be on the East Coast. And these people that were teaming up against you to using black magic. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You were still completing the cycles regardless. Completing these cycles. So you're married to the hard work that you've been put in. The hard work in the positive direction. These people are married to the hard work they've been putting in the wrong direction. These people are finding out how protected you are. How you're tapping into your gifts. It could just be tapping into your intuition. It could be you're tapping into your discernment. You're honing in on those. You're really sharpening those. You scare this government employee. He's afraid. He, she, they're afraid. They could have been using black magic against you in January. trashed my own house party because nobody came. These people were. These people had a whole plan set up for you. They had a whole party, a whole plan set up for you, but nobody came to it. But nobody came. You didn't show up to it because you had your own plan with the Most High. And they're getting mixed signals. Why did no one come? We sent out we sent the invitations out there. You know, it looked all nice. Everyone knew about it. Why didn't anyone show up? Why didn't anyone show up? That's funny. Final nail in the coffin. That's the last part of this set for you. These type of people laugh when old people fall. These type of people that don't care. They just care as long as they're getting a one up. As long as they're getting a one up, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. Doesn't matter how they get the one up. Doesn't matter how. These hoes ain't loyal. They wanted you to conform. They wanted you to conform. Conform to what? Conform to what? They wanted you to conform, but you weren't conforming. You were healing instead. You weren't conforming to. But that was part of the black magic, was trying to get you to conform. They wanted you to be dependent on them. They wanted you to be dependent on them. They wanted you to be dependent on them so that they could count on you. Pretty much. They wanted you to be dependent on them only so they can continue to use you. But we got angel number 1212 out here. Everything happens in divine timing. They're watching you change. They're watching you find balance on social media. They're watching you step into this new start. These step parents that work together with mutual enemies. These step parents that could have a hidden sexual preference. You could have became enlightened about it. You could have went on your journey in the summertime. They could have been doing this black magic on you heavy in the summertime. They wanted to keep this. They wanted to keep their hidden sexual preference. They wanted to keep it hidden. They wanted to keep it hidden. They wanted to keep this black magic that they're doing against you a secret. They wanted to keep this all a secret. You could have completed cycles in April. They're stalking a starseed. These unloyal hoes, jealous of your gifts. And where was the other one? Yeah, they're afraid of your gifts. They're jealous of your gifts. They're afraid of them because of how strong they are, because you've honed in on them. They're jealous of them because you have them and they don't. But you know, the irony of that is they probably do have them. They just refuse to do the healing. They refuse to do the work to tap into them. They think that they can steal it from you. So they think that they can use this black magic to steal your gifts from you. That's not how it fucking works, Buttercup. That's not how it fucking works. It doesn't work like that. Hidden helpers. You know what hidden helpers also could mean? You know what I mean? It could also refer to your spirit team. It could refer to your angels, your ascended masters, your hidden helpers, the ones that you don't see that you should be giving thanks to. Step parents, they're greedy. So maybe they do have gifts. They're just different of yours, and they want yours. They want yours too. What the fuck? Government employee could be involved with blackmail with the step parents. You could be getting signs about that. These boys could be getting signs about that. The true colors are being exposed of these step parents. Ooh, the hidden sexual preferences are being exposed. Ooh, these attention-seeking whores. True colors are being exposed. Hidden sexual preference. Red flag. It's not a good preference from the looks of it. Why is the red flag falling on there? That's not a good. It's not a good preference. It's not a good preference. You're on your spiritual journey. You're a teacher. You're a teacher. All these people that worked against you in secret, they're trying to cover it up. They're trying to cover it up. But the true colors are being exposed. It's being exposed that you're a threat. The gang ties are being exposed. They're trying to cover it up. Your teacher, cosmic warrior. These people they could be under investigation for the black magic they did against you. Your friends could be involved in it. Extra confirmation, stalking. They're stalking you. They're watching you complete these cycles. That's interesting too. Friends. Maybe they're not investigation stalker. Maybe they're not the only ones stalking you. Maybe they're being stalked themselves. They could just be watched by your spirit team. Your spirit team could have them on fucking lockdown. Have their asses up against the wall. Up against the wall. Up against the wall. Spread them. Protection. Surprise visit. They're getting a surprise visit. It could be by your spirit team. It could be by the boys, because the government employee also falls on, doesn't that? No, it falls on signs. Where's the other one? I don't know where I went. But yeah, they're married to their decisions. They're married to their actions. They're under investigation. They're also under investigation for this cover up. They're trying to cover up everything. They're trying to cover up their jealousy. They're trying to cover up their stalking. They're trying to cover up their stalking. They're just digging themselves holes though. They're digging themselves deeper. They're digging themselves deeper. Their hidden agenda isn't so hidden anymore. True colors are being exposed. Hidden agenda, it's not so hidden anymore. You're completing the cycles. You're forming new thought patterns. This is all going to be exposed in divine timing. All this betrayal. Incoming communication. Incoming communication about these step parents. Incoming communication about this cover up that's going to be being exposed. It's going to be a game changer. All these secrets, the hidden agendas, all the hidden sexual preference. Secrets are being exposed. That's not good for them. That's not good for them. But good. It's good for everyone else. It's good for everyone else that they catch these karmic lessons and they stop this fuckery. The boys. They're on to the cover up. Investigation. Surprise visit. Boys. Incoming communication. Secrets are being revealed. These people could have been paying people to keep you in poverty. started standing up for yourself. You started standing up for yourself, and that falls right on top of under investigation. So you could have started standing in your power. You could have been speaking your truth, and speaking your truth is brought the attention of the boys onto these people. These people that are married to their decisions. These pathological liars that are married to every word that came out of their mouth. This whole greedy fucking family. They're sitting here watching it glow up. They're watching it glow up. These corrupt police jealous of your gifts. True colors being exposed. Slumlord could be getting picked up by the boys. Slumlord could be involved with this whole greedy family. God hears everything that they did. They're looking over their shoulders because they're married to their decisions and they're under investigation. This whole fucking greedy family. This whole greedy family. There's no turning back. Yeah. Forming new patterns. High frequency. You raise your frequency. It was a red flag to assume that they could get away with what they were trying to do. This betrayal. They're finding out how respected you are. They're finding out how protected you are. Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. The incoming communication, they're getting communication that they weren't able to deliver. They weren't able to deliver on this. They weren't able to deliver on this teacher. They tried to auction off the soul of a teacher. They're trying to cover that up. They could have used a third party to try to do it. The boys could be onto them. Third party that could be tied in with gang ties. But you're out here healing. You're out here doing the healing, doing the shadow work. You're out here healing, doing the shadow work. That's why these people weren't able to block your chakras. You're a cosmic fucking warrior. You're forming new patterns. Change your mindset. You reprogrammed your brain. You're shifting from the 3D to the 5D. So all this spell work, all this root work that these greedy family members were trying to do on you, ineffective. Ineffective. You started standing up for yourself. You started standing up for yourself, and you started completing these contracts and these unions that you had. You started completing these contracts and the unions that you had. They're learning in time. They're learning in time that these contracts are now complete. They were in denial. But it's becoming abundantly clear to them. It's becoming clear to them. Alright, so for this reading, initials, we got D, F, U, T, S, W, J, G, B, L, and C. For numbers, we got 9, 2, 12, 1, 28, 4, 26, 10, 'Occupations, we got electrician, scientist, veterinarian, bartender, and a model. And from the deck of Maya, we got principle number 18. Destroyed any property belonging to a god or a goddess. 17. Stolen from or disrespected the deceased. 23. Terrorized anyone. 31. Felt sorrow without reason. 13. Exaggerated my words when speaking. Sagittarius. And number 12. Acted hastily or without thought. Alright, that's it for this transmission.